The latest vaccine news has raised hopes that the pandemic will end soon and the global economic recovery will accelerate. Last week, the U.S. stock indices closed the session with losses. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped by 1.44% from the opening level and finished the week trading at 29,200. Investor sentiment deteriorated after U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin asked the Fed to return the unused funds as he was not going to extend the emergency lending program. The rising number of coronavirus cases worldwide continues to shape the market sentiment. Authorities in many of the U.S. states had to tighten restrictive measures. Thus, California and Ohio have imposed a curfew on social gatherings. Moreover, the authorities recommended against traveling during Thanksgiving Day, which caused a wave of sell-offs in the stock market. As a result, the S&P 500 Broad Market Index was down by 1.5%. In the U.S. stock market, only the shares of high-tech companies were holding steadily high last week. However, the Nasdaq Composite failed to post gains and ended the week in the red, moving below 12,000. This week was marked with positive news as British company AstraZeneca reported that its vaccine trial turned out to be successful. Now, let's focus on the shares of the pharmaceutical companies that previously announced the effectiveness of their vaccines. On Friday, Pfizer and BioNTech applied for emergency use authorization for Regeneron antibody treatment. And the next day, the companies got the approval. However, this fact did not impress traders, so Pfizer stocks are currently trading within the narrow range between $36 and $37 per share. In the meantime, Tesla stocks are in the spotlight. Last week, it was reported that Tesla would join the S&P 500 on December 21st. This will make it one of the 10 largest companies in the S&P 500 by market capitalization. Over the previous weekly session, Tesla shares have jumped by 21.17% and continued their uptrend on Monday. Another company that may join the S&P 500 is Zoom Video Communications, the video conferencing platform which entered the stock exchange only in early 2019. Amid the pandemic, Zoom became one of the leading companies and even surpassed oil and gas giant Exxon in value. Although last week Zoom shares posted some minor losses, investors still keep an eye on the news about the company. You've watched Weekly Financial Review on InstaTV with me, Anna Kasatkina. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and keep track of all the latest financial events together with us on InstaTV. Bye!